Hello again, folks, and welcome to Black Bear Outdoors. Today we've got a very special treat for you. Now, Kriss USA, who's the extension of the Switzerland-based Kriss Group, hit the market by storm in 2009 when they started producing the Kriss Vector, a very futuristic firearm with a very innovative design, and you'd probably seen it in a number of video games and movies and so on. Now, the look of the Kriss Vector is very much dictated by the inclusion of their Super V recoiling system. Now, where normally a semi-automatic firearm would have the bolt go back and forth, the Super V system actually lets it vector a little bit, and therefore kind of absorbing some of the recoil. Now, this is especially important for their select fire or fully automatic versions that us mere mortals are not allowed to have, think about, or even drool about. So at SHOT Show 2020, they released the Kriss Vector chambered in .22 long rifle. And this is this little guy that we're going to be checking out today. Now, they also came in a whole bunch of different configurations. You have a carbine length version, you have a pistol version with a 6.5-inch barrel in the US with a pistol brace, and then this one up here in Canada, which is the .22 long rifle SBR. Now, this has got an 8-inch barrel with a fake suppressor on there and a almost fully collapsible stock. Now, that I'm assuming is going to be to adhere to the minimum length restrictions that we have here, and that makes it a non-restricted rifle in Canada. So that means you can do all the fun things you can do with a normal .22 with it, go for hunting, shooting it out in the woods, blinking a little bit, that kind of stuff. So guys, true to old form, we're going to take it inside, take a look at what features it offers and what makes it tick, and then we'll take it out to the range and see how well it shoots. Stay tuned. All right, folks, just before we take a closer look at the rifle itself, just a few admin-y things as usual. I'm wearing my blue gloves. That's just not to leave too many fingerprints on the rifle, since under these lights, fingerprints are very much highlighted, and I'm sure you want to see the rifle instead of a bunch of smudges, right? The rifle has been cleared. There's no ammunition in it, there's no magazine in the mag well, and there's no ammunition around it either. And all the directions we're going to be manipulating it in has been cleared as safe, since we are going to be pulling the trigger and so on. So guys, as usual, we're going to start at the muzzle end and we work our way backwards, right? So let's get straight to it. All right, so you'll notice this particular version, the SBR, has got an 8-inch barrel, and it's got a barrel shroud or a faux suppressor, if you want to call it that. That's cosmetic, but it does round off the rifle quite a bit. I quite like it. You'll see you'll have a small handguard here that's got some M-lock slots, and at the moment it has some Picatinny rail sections in it on the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock positions. So you could hang any kind of lights or lasers or even a foregrip on it if you like. It also has a monolithic rail that runs all the way back, and it does come with a set of flip-up sights, right? So what's quite nice about these is they are adjustable for windage and elevation. And yeah, the rear one you can see will be your windage. The only thing that I'm not too keen about is, hopefully you can see it there, is that the aperture is quite big, so it's not really set up for serious precision shooting, and I'll probably use a red dot on it. Still, the sights are very, very functional and useful. All right, so as you can see, the body of the rifle is the iconic look of the Kriss Vector, which normally would house the Super V vectoring system, but because this is a .22 and you don't really have recoil to manage, that's not present. This is a straight blowback, right? You'll notice the front end here has got these kind of textured ribs, so that's actually doubles as a handguard or a grip rather, that you're going to be putting your support hand there, so that's really nice. Same as with the bigger brothers of this rifle, chambered in 9mm and 45 and so on, right? You're also going to notice in the mag well here, there's a couple of cutaways, which is really nice for if you do have a mag that gets stuck, so you can get your thumb in there and pull that out. And speaking of the mags, they look like pistol mags. They're like a 10-round mag, and they do have a first round loading assist button right there. They are proprietary mags, however they're not very expensive to purchase. So moving on to the pistol grip, you're going to notice that it's got the same ribbing at the front and back of the pistol grip as you do have on the front of the body here, as well as a bit of stippling on the sides. Not too aggressive, but you don't really need too aggressive stippling on this type of rifle, right? So taking a look at the stock of this rifle, it's got a kind of buffer tube there with a telescoping stock, and this is a Kriss branded stock, nice and sturdy, and yeah, it'll definitely do the trick for you. Let's flip her over. All right, so the other side of the forend, you're going to have your charging handle, which folds away, and it is non-reciprocating. This is identical to the bigger brothers of this rifle, as well as the bolt release over here, and you also have your mag release at the exact same spot as their bigger brother. So it's going to be on your support end, maybe on your thumb, and so forth, right? So manual of arms identical to the bigger brother of this rifle. You're going to notice your safety is sitting on your thumb there if you've got your rifle in the shooting position, and it's quite a nice and short little throw there, so that's helpful as well. It's also ambidextrous for you left-handers. Something interesting that I'd like to mention about this is the takedown of this rifle, which we'll show you when we do our cleaning video, is incredibly simple. You got 3 pins you push out. You don't need any tools for that. But here's an interesting little thing. I hope you can see it on camera. I doubt if you will, though. With the ejection port being where it's at, you normally would see a bolt riding past it with most firearms. But with the Kriss, the bolt is really low and almost below the ejection port, which in my opinion would mean that there's less ingress points for dirt and debris, and it's going to lean towards more reliability. Now, for you guys who have more experience with the Kriss, please let us know in the comments if that is actually the case or not. But that looked like a very interesting and very clever design piece of it. So let's take a look at the trigger pull, guys. And I know a lot of people are going to be concerned about dry firing a rimfire rifle. However, the Kriss manual actually recommends dry firing to do a function check, so I will take the risk. Your results may vary. So let's take a look at what the trigger pull is like. Firstly, let's just try it out. All right, so I hope you can see that properly on camera. It's got a very nice little trigger. So let's just do that again. And you see it's got almost no uptake there and a nice crisp little trigger. All right, so let's use our wheeler and we'll take a look at what the average trigger pulls are on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward through this for you, not to bore you to death. All right, guys, so on our little wheeler trigger gauge, it turned out to be about 2 pounds, 14 ounces. Again, just with a caveat, you know, not all trigger gauges are going to agree, and it kind of depends on where you hit it and so forth. So your results may vary, but that's what we get. And it does feel like that. It's a very nice little light, crisp trigger. I really, really like it. It feels really high quality. You can see the materials that it was made from are probably the exact same ones that they make the bigger brothers from. It feels really good and strong. It doesn't feel plasticky. So yeah, guys, so far so good. Thumbs up for the Vector. But let's get to the important stuff. Let's take it outside and let's see if it works. Stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome to the range. First up, we're going to see how well it cycles various rounds, the ones that we have available to us. I believe the higher velocities will probably do better in the semi-auto, but we'll discuss that in a bit. Let's check it out. Perfect. Next up, we have some CCI mini mags. and like a top. Next up, guys, we're going to be testing the American Eagle High Velocities. This is bulk ammo, so let's see how it does. No problems with the American Eagle. Alright guys, next up we're going to take a bit of a risk. This is some Remington Subsonics. They go at about 10-50 feet per second, I believe. And they're known to have a couple of failures to fire in all kinds of different rifles. But let's see how this one does with it. No problems. Alright guys, since it's kind of like a pistol, we're going to try a pistol style reload. I've never practiced this before, so don't laugh if I screw it up. I also don't have a mag pouch, so I'm just going to go straight from my pocket, yeah? Let's see if we can figure it out. Pretty easy. So there you have it guys, the little Kriss Vector is super fun. Excellent, well-made little rifle. And wondering why anybody would buy one of these, because they are a little bit more expensive than your average 22. Well, if you own one of the bigger brothers, this might be a really good training tool. You know, new shooters out there could also be a great training tool for them. And I'm thinking with the size and weight and so on, and how reliable it is, this might make a really good little survival gun, especially for people like pilots and so forth. So yeah, I think it's going to see a lot more work from us, and it's going to get a steady diet of CCI stingers. Now, if anything, I would recommend maybe using high velocity ammo with this, and the reason being is it's got a short barrel. It is a semi-automatic, so it's going to have all the same kind of issues as any semi-automatic rifle, where you need a powerful enough round to cycle the action, right? And especially because it's got a short barrel. So hear me out, correct me if I'm wrong on this as well. Since it's got a shorter barrel, it's got less time to build up pressure in the barrel, and you're going to have less back pressure as well to the bolt. So higher velocity ammo is probably going to work best for you in your Kriss Vector with a short barrel. Yeah guys, so that's basically that. And if you enjoyed our video today, or learned something new, or were just a little bit entertained, please leave us a comment down below, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and you all stay safe, and we'll see you next time.